So this is my first ever YouTube tutorial, and I decided to do it on the sugar skull just because it's almost Halloween. So if you guys are interested in recreating this look, please keep watching. So let's get started. So I already primed my face using the Laura Mercier foundation primer in Radiance, and then I also used the tinted moisturizer in Natural. And to set everything, I use the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. So from the Anastasia Artist Palette, I'm going to take Unicorn, which is right here. It's like a purpley blue shade. And we are going to outline that little circle where the hollows of the eye is. And we are going to go into where the eyebrow is. So your eyebrow is going to be pretty non-existent for this look. And I know this looks super messy right now, but that's okay because we're going to go in there and we're going to shade everything. Once we have this portion outlined, we're going to go ahead and shade that in. And I'm just going to go in here and layer that. So now we're going to go in with Orange You Fancy from the Anastasia Artist Palette. And we are going to start that in the middle and blend these two together to kind of get that gradient effect. And to blend this out, I'm going to be using the M.A.C 217 brush. And then try to also stay in the lines where the hollows of the eye is, because you don't want to go beyond that or you might have to clean some up with a makeup wipe. Alright, and then we're going to go and grab Punch Fuchsia from the same palette. And I'm going to be using the Sigma E45 brush. And we are going to outline this portion. And so I'm also going to be taking the M.A.C 217 brush and then shading this part as well, blending it in with the orange. I really want these to look vibrant, so we're going to just layer and layer and layer until we get our desired color. So to brighten up the orange, we're actually going to take this orangey shade from the Morphe 35O palette, and we are going to overlay that on top of Orange You Fancy just to brighten it up a little bit because I wanted it to be more vibrant. So we're going to pack that right on top and then blend it into the two colors. So once we have the hollows of the eyes pretty much shaded, we are going to start with the white liner and start shaping out our skull. I'm going to be using the Inglot gel liner in white, and we're going to start outlining our eyes. This is the Beauty Blender Beth Bender. This is the Beth Bender Beauty. It's like a tongue twister. The Beth Blend. Okay, you know what? It's an eyeliner brush. And we are going to take that and start outlining. I like to start a little light, so that way if I mess up, it's easier to go in there and take any liner back that I don't want. Whose stomach was that? So once we have our eyes outlined, we're going to go in and we are going to shape out the nose bone. So now that I have like the basic shape outlined, we're going to go in and take Unicorn from the Anastasia Artist Palette, and we're going to add that in the center. So this is the Sigma Smudge E21 brush. It's the baby version because it's actually just a little sample, but I love this brush, especially when you are trying to get into those small areas. We're gonna go in there and we're just gonna fill it in. Okay, so now we're going to be drawing the jawbone. We're going to start the line back here. And we're just gonna draw it forward. Okay, so we're going to take Kohl from the Anastasia Artist Palette, and we're taking that Sigma E21 brush, which is the short shader brush, and we are just going to kind of smoke out that line. Alright, and taking the Sigma E45 blending brush, I'm just going to go in there and start bringing it down. And now taking the M.A.C 224 brush, I'm actually just going to fill it in a little bit more because I do want it darker. Okay, so once that is shaded to your liking, then we are going to move on to the details. So taking this Tarte liner brush, I'm going to go into the white gel liner, and we're going to make little divots or like lines in our jaw area. So you guys can be kind of creative with this part. You don't necessarily have to do it exactly like this. The fun part about these little sugar skulls is that you can doodle and do whatever and it'll still look cute. So just going in there, I just made like a little W with a curly end, and then adding little dots and just little fun. I like to duplicate this side on this side just so it kind of looks even. Side note, don't get too close to this, to the hollows of your eyes, just because we're gonna go in there and create little tiny loops around the eye. So try to stay away from that area as best as you can because you don't want it to get in the way. So my chin, just a little squiggly, kind of just winging it a little bit, and then adding little lines, little dots, whatever, just to kind of pull it together. Alright, so I also created just a little V right here, and I'm going to go ahead and just add a couple of lines and then a little squiggly on this side too. I'm also going to add another little design at the bottom of the chin just because I feel like it needs a little something else. So now I'm going to go in and do a little design on my forehead. Let's see here. So I'm going to make a V starting from the inner forehead and out. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take that same Tarte liner brush and we're just going to work all the way around, doing those little loops. And I know sometimes if you get a little bit too much product on the brush, it tends to make the loop a little bit too thick, so try to not put too much product on the brush. And now we're going to move on, just adding a couple little more details on the face. I know I'm a little all over the place, but that's kind of how you have to be with the sugar skulls. You want to add a little bit, see if it's good, and then add a little bit more if you want it to be a little bit more dramatic. So I'm just going to add a couple of little, just a little squiggle, just to kind of take up room on your face, just because you want it to, I don't know, I just like it when it looks very busy. Just add a little V's. Maybe add a couple little polka dots. I'm actually going to add quite a few on my forehead here. Wherever your heart desires, add a polka dot. And once you feel like you got enough, then we're going to move on to the mouth. And I'm actually just going to draw a little line from the nose down to the lip. So I'm just going to actually jump back up to my eyes so I can do the winged liner, just because I want to get that out of the way before I do my lips. So we're taking the NYX. It is the electric blue liquid liner. And we're just going to do a little wing. So now that we're done with the eyeliner, I'm going to shade in my lips, and I'm actually going to use the NYX liquid liner in blue on my lips. So I did this before, and it actually stayed on really nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and try it again. Of course, if you have a liquid lipstick or something that's vibrant, go ahead and use that, but I'm actually going to use this liner on my lips. Alright, so we're just going to draw a line outwards like that. Make sure that your lips are dry before you start adding in the white, or else it'll smear into your lips and it'll just make the white like a light blue or whatever color that you're using. And when you're drawing your teeth, just go a little bit above your lip, because we're going to be creating little dots on the top and bottom of each line. So give yourself a little bit room for that dot. Alright, and now we are going to take the white and we're just going to do the dots on the top and the bottom. Once we have done that, then we're going to add a line on the inner lip just to make it look like that white line is going all the way across. So let's see how this goes. So once we have finished the mouth, then we're going to move on to lashes and lining our waterline. So today for lashes, we are going to be using the Ardell Double Up 205 lashes. Now we're going to take these Ardell baby lashes and we're just going to put them on the lower lash line to give our lower lashes some extra drama. So when you're doing lower lashes, I would really recommend to let them get a little bit tacky first. I'm so impatient, obviously, that I didn't wait long enough. I would say just wait like 10 to 15 seconds just to let it get a little bit tacky, so that way once you put them on, it's not sliding all over the place. And once we have those lashes, we're going to line our waterline with black. I'm using this Beth Bender Beauty Gel Liner, as well as their liner brush. And once you're finished with your under eye liner, the look is complete.